And welcome everybody to New York at Altoona Engineers. Today, a pretty even matchup, a pretty good matchup. They are both in the MFC East, and right there you see those are the two key players for both teams. Right? I mean, the Altoona Engineers have Aiden Steinbugel, C plus they're actually B throw power, C awareness, and B speed. He's gonna be their quarterback going up against Connor Swanson, an AI player. Taking a look at the running back matchup, Trey Boore, A speed, B tackle block, B plus awareness, C blocking. Going up against Max McDonald. He struggled in the MFL. He definitely had his ups and downs, and he's here to make a stand. He got picked up in free agency. No, he got drafted, I believe. And Max McDonald's a B plus speed, C tackle breaking, B plus awareness, and D plus blocking. Taking a look at the receiver core, ZayVon Carter Jr., a B plus, B plus, B, D plus. He's a great player, accompanied with one of his best friends, Stormi Storm II. I think both of them will tear it up. And then on the Altoona side of the ball, Moise's Pleasant. You don't see him, but Joe Hallinan also there. And we're going to go ahead and look at the expert picks. And everyone takes New York. These teams are pretty closely matched. I'm going to go with New York. I'm predicting a big day for New York's defense. I just don't see Altoona moving the ball. Altoona will keep it up, keep it close for a while, but New York makes some good second half adjustments to pull away. New York starts the season off on the right foot today. 44-13, 44-9, 38-26, and 31-19. Altoona has a 38% chance of winning based on 1,000 simulations, and so because of that, we're going to go ahead and take this to the game day now. Make sure it's 10 minutes. Yep. And boom. Now we're going into game time. New York calls heads. They win the toss. They're going to kick off, I believe. So maybe we'll see. Not too sure yet. They elected to receive, so it's going to be a kickoff now. I believe this is ZayVon. No, it's Max McDonald actually returning. A little shocking. He's going to do a hard cut, breaking one tackle, gets down to 32. Great return from this young man. Like I said, he spent all his college days at, I believe, Philly University studying and learning from Nate Shade, probably one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time here in the AFL. Spent a lot of time there. Nate Shade taught him a lot, and then when he went to the AFL, what a beautiful pass to start things off, but when he went to the MFL, he struggled. He didn't have Nate Shade really to help coach him. Nate Shade and Philly really fed him the ball. That was one of their strongest things, was they fed Max the ball through the offense. They gave him a lot of touches, and it did help him develop, and as we're going to see Max McDonald going to take this one, so he's going to get 2 yards, maybe a yard, 2. That really helped him develop. You saw a lot of improvement over the season. He was really their only player that they saw potential in, and so that really showed. They gave him the ball. He learned a lot about how to hit the edge, how to receive, and as you see, Max McDonald started it again. There's a reason for it. He went to the MFL, didn't get a lot of touches. That was his biggest thing. He wasn't getting handoffs. He could only play defense, and even on defense, he just wasn't. He didn't have a lot of opportunities. And he got cut. Now he's here. Oh, there's an incomplete pass. Going to be 4th and 2. But now he's here in the AFL. He got picked up by the New York Dragons. They have a decent quarterback. He's average. They have 2 good wide receivers. And they picked up Max McDonald to really finish up that offense, get things moving. Field goal. And this one's looking to be good. And it is. 52-yarder, good for 3. experiencing technical difficulties here with the controllers, batteries and such, but Trey Boore is going to come in for Altoona. They're on 2nd and 1. I'm holding my one controller on the charger while I'm talking. Hopefully this will help. And Trey Boore's going to take this one. He cuts in. He's going to get a first down for them and more, as I believe that was a 6-yard rush. Great carry by the young man. He has the speed to do it, and he shows why every week. This entire Altoona team, you know, their star players, they're all made out of Altoona natives. I mean, Aiden Steinbugel, quarterback for the high school team, Trey Boore from Altoona, as he's going to take a carry, and he gets blown up in the backfield. You have Matthew Mandalia, Joe Hallerman, all from Altoona, Bill Ravenstein, you know, every one of these men are all from Altoona, hailing from the reins, and looking to, you know, really just put Altoona on the map with some great gameplay. And they're going to hand it off to Trey Boore again. He finds a hole up the middle. Good for about 6, it looks like, so 5 on that play. They're going to pull Trey now, bringing in Hicks at 3rd and 5. Oopsie, Trey Boore 3 for 11, so he's averaging what, like 3.1 yards or 3.4 yards. A beautiful pass by Aiden Steinbugel gets broken up in the 2-on-1 coverage. Definitely some smarter passes there. It's going to be 4th and 5. They're going to have to punt this one off. And he lets this one roll. Oh, it almost stopped. Almost was going to be good enough, but almost is not what you want to see. 1st and 10 now for New York. And McDonald's going to get a run outside for 2. I mean, I think now, after this game, there's only 2 more running backs we're waiting to see. Right? We all wanted to see, or at least I wanted to see, Justin Janica. I mean, he's a young guy, he's a rookie, just like Trey Boore, but he's a pure rookie. No one's known of him. This one, as I'm saying, McDonald takes that one for about 7. It's a penalty against the defense. I would decline that, you know. You're going to get Max's rushing yards there. But, you know, Justin Janica's a rookie. He comes from a very long bloodline of athletes. His father is, I believe, hardcore or extreme champion in the CWA. We've seen now Trey Boore. We've seen Max McDonald. Really, we just have to wait and see Mason Hunt, who actually almost had an MVP in Season 2 or Season 3. And sadly, he disbarred from the league due to personal issues. But he definitely had that on lockdown if he would have played in the playoffs. And then you look at Carson Shade, 2-time offensive player. And this one, deep shot to Castro. It's going to be upfield for putting them in the red zone now. A huge reception for Castro. Beautiful throw and execution by the Dragons. Now in the red zone, knocking on Altoona's door. And as I was saying, Carson Shade is a 1-time Diamond Ball MVP, and I believe 2-time Offensive Player of the Year. Might be wrong, might just be 1. But he's also a 2-time Diamond Ball champion. So, really just a lot of talent in the running back core this season. We have 5 studs and some other people trying to make a name for themselves. We've seen Bridges, who can do offense. McDonald going to carry this one to the outside. A lot of people hate on McDonald, say he's not going to be good, but I mean, New York obviously trusts him enough to run with him a lot. And with that being said, they're handing him off the ball and they're getting these first downs and moving the chains. Granted, they do have a great passing core, and I think we'll see that later on. But oh, and that gets blown up in the backfield. That's Barnes back there. Huge TFL. And set them back, I believe, 4. They go for the PAT, or the field goal, sorry. Second time they have to settle for the field goal. And this one's good. 28. I would hope they make 28 after making it 51. This one now kicked off. I'm not sure they'll have back. I'm assuming Trey Boore. And it will. Trey Boore on the return. Using that speed. Cuts in. He cuts back. Oh, look at that. He's going to Hezzy. He's going to get it out to 24. We're getting to 25. Altoona now takes set to start off this offensive drive. Altoona's really only issue is, you know, they don't like Aiden Steinbugel too much. As he drops back. And he's gonna let one deep. I believe that's Matthew Amendolia. Oh no. Yeah, the team's not a big fan of Aiden Steinbugel. Very egotistical. He's just not a great team player. But it seems like, you know, he's not doing awful. 1 for 3 for 9 yards. Yeah, I mean, looks like that is awful. But hands off Trey Boore, and the line cannot block at all. Trey Boore gets blown up in the backfield instantly. It's a big TFL for 3. Things one in motion. That's one in the backfield. He's going to let this one go. And brought in by Pleasant. What a reception there. That was immaculate. Just wow. That's all I can say. A beautiful, beautiful reception. Good ball placement by Steinbugel. Almost could have been probably picked off or deflected, but, you know, Pleasant was able to pull it in. And now we end the first quarter 6-0 New York with 2 field goals. Not how I saw this game going. I thought this would be, you know, much more intense, but no. Now they run up in a 2-1-2. Sam Manalia on your right there. They're going to have the Trey Boore again. Missed blocking assignments. Fisher on a TFL. And Altoona cannot get anything started. They're trying to pound this run game and just getting blown up every time. No one can block. Either the O-line's getting blown out or the receivers aren't hitting their blocking assignments. This one going to be a play action. Falcons going to come back for probably about a yard or 2. And they actually called it a TFL. So, Josh Hunt, I assume, in the play. They have -4 rushing yards and 18 pass yards. I mean, that says something. Yeah, it's going to be play action. They're going to let one go for Trey Boore. He pulls it in. He breaks one. And he's going to go all the way up for an immaculate reception. It's a big reception, as you see there. Trey Boore on the play. I mean, he was able to turn his body, makes that reception, pulling it in, turning upfield, making one miss, / like kind of shaking him off, and then going into a pile. And he really did make him, he made an impact there. So he was 4 for 6, 60 yards. And oh, ball comes loose. Lyman Butler picks that up quickly. Altoona almost gave up all their progress as this Wolf in the background for the TFL. Wish we would know who made that force fumble. Was not Miles Wolf, I would say force fumble. That's going to be a handoff to Trey Boore on 2nd and 30. Yes, 3rd and 22 now. Another TFL is just no space. Then I step back out. In a 2-1-2. So it's going to be probably a play action pass. Pushing a tight end over. It's nothing under it. They're going to send one deep. He's open. And he brings it in. Spinner down within the 5 at the 3-yard line. Altoona now in the red zone, knocking on New York's door. Hopefully they can score a touchdown to take the lead here. Hand off to Trey Boore, and he pounds him into a touchdown. Blocking the sounds work out, and he was able to get it in there. That's 6 on the name. It is now 6-6 with 6:01 on the clock. This seems a little too sketch for me. 7 rushes, 8 yards. I mean, you hate to see it, but they take the lead now 7-6. He definitely struggled there. I mean, he definitely had some really good runs. Stress you can't do much when your offensive line can't block. And your receivers are missing their blocking assignments also, so they're getting blown up in front of you, to your sides. Both sides, actually, and the quarterback stands there watching die. And we kicked off now to Max McDonald. Back at the 10, he gets past the 20 now, 25. hits the edge to about the 33. So, crazy return from Max McDonald. Amazing there. That's going to look good for him. Now, the Dragons step out. It's going to be a pass here, as he's under pressure, and he goes down with a huge sack by Grant. As an 8-yard loss for New York, as now they all hurry back up. It's 5-3 and counting in the second. See McDonald in the backfield there, number 23. It's going to be a play action. Going to hit one. That's Castro across on the sideline. 3rd and 8 though, just a 10-yard pickup. And can you talk about how he shook that man off him? He like kind of spun and like pounded him to the ground and said, "Get off me," and then he stepped out. If he would have stayed in bounds, it's easy, 1st down and more. 3rd and 8, I could definitely see New York doing some like foolery with the hand off. Yeah. Oh, he makes 2 miss though. Wow, Max McDonald, he came out here. I did not expect that from him. 4th and 2 now. They're gonna have to punt. I don't know why that just went black like that, but I'm gonna message the owner of the Dragons. A beautiful punt, might not even go into the end zone here, as it rolls, and it's, oh, barely. Sends one in motion. Gonna be a hand off the board, and he just gets blown up. What's that offensive lineman doing? He's just standing there watching. Pleasant with a big TFL, 6 losses. I mean, this is the line we're watching here, and they definitely need to make some improvements. Play action. Trey Boore in the flats. Looks like I'm gonna go to the flats, huh? I said to the owner of the Dragons, Crex360, I said, "Crex, your team is losing to a team that should be beating." And a beautiful, oh, miss though. I said, y'all just hand the ball off in 3rd and 8. They're gonna pump back. 2:28 remaining. McDonald, oh, it's not McDonald, it's Wheeler. Allen's leg injury expected to return, so we probably won't see him until the 2nd half, but drops that throw, Castro. He's going to get a huge TFL for the Altoona Engineers. It's Bill Ravenstein this time with a huge TFL there. 2nd and 15 now. And we hit the 2-minute mark. A shallow pass to McDonald, and he's going to be able to, I believe, get a yard there. But yeah, a yard there. Altoona calls a timeout because they want this ball back. And McDonald going to run up the middle again, running on 3rd and long. Something has to change in the play calling here.
Go!
And a return by Trey Boore breaks one, almost made a second break. And he's going to be down at about the 27 with a minute 38 left. The Altoona Engineers take the field. Their offense now out there, looking to drive, 33 yards? So, first play, they're going to motion Boore out. They're running a 2-1-2. All men were... Oh, and he couldn't get it. If he brought that in a little more. And now Allen, the offensive lineman for the Dragons, now entering back into the game. Aiden Steinbugel, you see there, 6 for 10, 106 yards, 0 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. On paper, he's not doing bad. But, I mean, look at it. Oh, and a beautiful sideline pass, but I mean, he threw that way too late. He probably could have turned that upfield, to be honest. No one in contention. Throw that sooner. He can turn that upfield for a first down and get your chains moving. 2 plays for 3 yards. I mean, you don't like to see that. Clock does stop, though. Being his 2-minute warning. 3-1-1. They might play action this. I don't see them handing off. They do hand off, though. Yep. Against an O-line that constantly gets blown up on 3rd and whatever, you hand off. 4th and 4 now. New York uses a timeout. 2 timeouts remain for New York with 1 from Altoona. Minute 25. And New York's going to attempt to try and score off the punt here. And bring this game much closer than it is. It's going to be Wheeler, and he gets instantly tackled here. Down at about 32. Or, yeah, 26, my bad. I was thinking, yeah, geez. And they're sitting in a 4-1, so you might actually see a run play. Nope, motions him out after the snap, and it's, almost intercepted. A beautiful lurk by the DB, but it will be kind of as a deflected pass. So good on the stats.
Go!
Huge run. Gets the first down for Altoona. Again, guys, I'm not sure what happened to the stream. There's Matthew Manolia in the reception. Alrighty. And Burke with the big TFL.
Tonight.
And Nick's on the sweep. He's not gonna get much. 2-3 yards. Trey Boore comes back in 4th and 4 for the punt. A huge punt there. Hopefully this one doesn't go for a touchback, as it does. And a huge run, and they go for a run, but a huge breakup. TFL for 6, Singleton in the backfield. With a huge run. He doesn't hit the edge though. Darn, 9 to 24 yards. That's great again. This is going to break one and keep going for 3. 4th and 4 now, though. Again, can't. That's where all his losses come from. Are runs on the third down.
Strike.
Trey Boore back to return. And he's going to look for that edge there. He breaks one, he keeps going. They try to catch him, but they can't. He's too fast, he's hitting the edge. Trey Boore down the line, he's in for a touchdown. Touchdown. Trey Boore to put Altoona up 16-13. And if they get the PAT, it'll be 17-13. Kickoff on back to 5-0-9 to McDonald. He's gonna run, he's gonna miss. He make another miss, and he finally gets brought down about the 35.
Go!
On the sideline, Pierce, and he just runs it out. McDonald now comes back in for Fisher.
Strike.
Johnson gonna find Weber on the sideline to the left. And it's gonna be 3rd and 4 now. I would not be surprised if we see a run.
Strike.
A beautiful defensive play avoiding the first down. He allowed the pass. He knew he was out of range, so he just kind of tried making a play to push the receiver out of bounds before he could move upfield.
Hike.
A little punt to Trey Boore is going to be back and a touchback.
Sit hut.
Trey Boore on the run finally gets some space. And it's going to be good for positive yardage. 2nd for 6. I really want to know what his rushing stats are. Let's see. Nope, doesn't say anything. And that's the end of the third as we now enter the fourth. 17-13 Altoona. I don't believe that's how anyone saw this game going. Back pass, handoff to Trey Boore, sorry, but again, there's no Pleasant with another TFL. I mean, it's just no space. The O-line's getting blown up. Every Pleasant now has 4 tackles. I want to know how many of those are TFLs. I really do.
Hike.
Trey Boore, he's gonna hit the edge. He gets brought down for about 6. 4th and 2 now. They bring in Hicks for the punt. They lead by 4 with 9 left in the 4th quarter. The Dragons about to get the ball though.
Hike.
Sanchez to kick deep. Reaches about the 17. 20, and Wheeler now, the man who returned the last one, he's going to break one, but finally gets brought down at about the 30. Ocean's the tight end out wide actually. I can see a run to, a pitch out to McDonald. He's gonna make one miss and he gets about 8 on the play, so a great run from McDonald. And 2nd and 2 now.
Sit hut.
Jackson gonna drop back. He breaks his sack off and finally gets brought down for a huge sack by Wartburg.
Hike.
Swanson drops back. The pass. It's gonna. Oh, incomplete. It's gonna be a 4th down now. 4th and 13. They're gonna have to punt with 7 left. Punt to Trey Boore. Back there. Walker's in sight. He hits the ledge. He's going to find one. He breaks him off and accidentally steps out of bounds trying to recover. That will be 1st and 10 now on the 46. The Altoona... No, they're on New York 46, sorry. 7:08 to go.
Sit hike.
He does manage to hit the edge. He was struggling to find really where to go for the space. I think he saw those 2 defenders up top and knew if he went to the edge they'd catch him, so he tried cutting back in, maybe like juking them, fake to go to the edge. I'm not sure, but whatever it was, it didn't work. 5-yard rush though.
Sit hike.
Not awful. That's actually pretty good. Play action to Trey Boore. Dish it to Fletcher on the left sideline. Cameron Fletcher, right end, runs with her. As play action, Steinbugel breaks one off and he tries running away and he finally gets brought down. 4th and 7 on the sack. Pete Anderson, I'm assuming that's what his name is. Pete, Patrick, Peter, Patty, Parker? I don't know.
Sit hike.
They're going to punt this one off. It's going to be a touchback. Putting New York on their own 20. With 5:09 left. New York motions one in. Drops back Swanson. Everyone deep. Swanson's going to take off. And he's going to be met by a linebacker lurking over there. For 8 though. I mean, 2nd and 2 now. A good run by Swanson, to be honest. Connor Swanson, 1 for 8, yeah, so he's averaging 8, and that his stats are really crazy. And he's looking, gonna dish this one off to Hawkins, their backup running back. And here we go, they now set up. That's Centennial in the backfield. I see a run, no. He's looking deep here. 2 guys deep and it's incomplete. And Singleton is down with a knee injury. The defensive lineman for the Engineers not expected to return this game. Yeah, so Swanson, you know, he's aired the ball out a couple times, but he struggled to find Stormi the second, and I forget who the other one was. Storm. I can't think of his name. He finds Donald there in the flats, and it's gonna be good for a first. And Swanson takes it himself. I believe, I guess, play action? Read action, sorry, I don't know. Getting another 5-yard run. So he's at 12 yards for 2 carries. Yeah, look at that, 13 yards, sorry. So, you know, he is... Wow. Hand off McDonald, it's going to be good for first. And he's going to break one and keep going. Wow. About 10, 15 on that run there. So McDonald, huge run play there for New York to set them up at their own 40 with 3 minutes and counting. They come out on a 2-1-2. Yeah, 12 rushes for 45 yards. I mean, he's not having a great game, but it's also not awful. We've seen worse so far this season. He has his running back there on the comeback. Fisher. It's going to be good for about 6 or 7. Yeah, 6 there. McDonald comes back in. They might try and run this over for a first down. Swanson drops back. He's going to let this one go for McDonald, and McDonald pulls it in on 1 and 2 coverage along the sideline. Fisher going to run it. Good for about 8-9 yards. That's a crazy run there for Fisher. As McDonald comes back in after the 2-minute warning, minute 59 on the clock. McDonald gonna run, hits the edge, gets the first down. He gets a yard on it, 2 yards maybe, but it's enough for the first. As now they're on Altoona's 13. And if you're Altoona here, you have to try and make a stop. You have to force them the field goal. You have to force that field goal down their throat. You cannot let them in your end zone, because if you do, it's a game over. And Fisher's going to run the ball only for 3 yards here. It's going to be 2nd and 7 now. Takes it himself. Gets met at the line of scrimmage though. Good for about a yard. No, I think it was a TFL. Was it? No, they got a yard. 3rd and 6. 3rd and 6. They come with 4 receivers, 1 running back, and McDonald in the backfield. It's gonna be a pass. Up the middle. Incomplete. That should have been a touchdown reception. The receiver sold the bag there right through his hands. As now, New York is going to have to settle for a field goal. No, they come out. 4th and 6, and they're going for it. On the 9. This is very smart, to be honest. They're going to dish this one out 2-on-1, and it's batted down. It's a turnover on downs. Altoona just has to knee the ball out. 43 seconds remain. It's 17-13 in the 4th. They're going to knee the ball out. New York does have 3 timeouts, but... Oh, they're actually going to fake handoff his play action. Hitting Richie on the slats, and New York doesn't waste a timeout. Oh, they do. There we go. Motion's one out. It's probably going to be another run. But pitch to Trey Boore, 2 blockers in the way, and they go to the same guy. I mean, there's just some issues on this team when it comes to how they operate. 30 seconds left, 3rd and 3. If they get this first down, it's game. Trey Boore, 18 rushes, 24 yards. He's had a very rough game. Most of it not his fault. Finally, he's going to himself a first down. A good, what is that, 5-yard run? And he gets the first down. He carries Altoona over the line, setting them up really for the win tonight. As I was saying, Trey Boore just really had a rough night. The O-line was not blocking, receivers targets, and it really just let him get tackled for a loss how many times. As that knee is going to set up the last play of the game. Altoona, your winners against New York. The Engineers go up and win they go up 1-0 this season with a 17-0 victory over the New York Dragons. 1-time Diamond Bowl champions there. And the game MVP is Trey Boore somehow. 18 rushes, 24 yards, 2 touchdowns. That's probably how, to be honest. Grant, 1 sack with 5 tackles. That's a great game on his part. Let's check the long controller. Go ahead and pick up this controller and check out the game stats here. So, team leaders, Aiden Steinbugel, 14 for 19, 166 yards, no touchdowns or interceptions. Swanson, 16 for 23, 148 yards, so no touchdowns or interceptions. You look at the rushing. Trey Boore, 18 for 24, averaging 1.3 yards, had a touchdown. I'm not sure where that second touchdown came from then. Oh, on the return, I'm sorry, yeah. Had a touchdown, 1.3 averaging. Aiden Steinbugel, 1 for 3, he's averaging 3 yards a carry, yep. You look at McDonald, 13 for 47 yards, 3.6 average. That's not a bad game. Like I said, it's not perfect, not great, but he's having a good game. Swanson there, 3 for 14 with 4.7 average. Receiving, you see Pleasant, 3 for 48. Trey Boore, 3 for 44. Spinner, 2 for 47. Look at New York. Castro, 6 for 89. McDonald, 5 for 38. Pierce, 1 for 3. And the defense, 8 tackles, 5, 4, 3, 3. 2 sacks coming in from Grant and Wartburger. 2 deflected passes from Grant. Look at New York. You have Anderson with 9, 6 and 6 from Fisher and Burke. Pleasant gets 4, Hurt gets 3. 2 sacks from Anderson. Both Burke and Pleasant have 3 TFLs. Fisher and Andrew apiece, and Hunt, sorry. So Anderson, Fisher, and Hunt apiece have 1. And both Fisher and Hunt have a deflected pass, with Anderson on the forced fumble. I would not mind seeing player stats. I'm going to receiving. New York, let's see how ZayVon, Carter, and Storm, they didn't get a single reception all game. They didn't have a target. Storm had 3 targets, no drops though. And Carter had 1 target, no drops. So anyone have a drop? Nope, no drops it looks like. Take a look at Altoona. The highest targeted was Pleasant, but he had 2 receptions, so not bad. Anyone here not get a reception? No. Matthew Malia here. 2 for 2 on targets, 8 yards, not bad. Joe Hallinan, 1 for 2 with 3 yards. Yeah. Take a look at the defense. Another actual player is Bill with 1 tackle for a TFL, so definitely could be better. And thanks guys for tuning in tonight as we go ahead and exit here and get set for our next game.